Oh, what's up, guys? Wanted to give my first impressions of the Luft Concepts Avant. Just got this in. I'm filming this, it'll be a couple days. From Brandon, Everyday Minimalist, had it before me, and we are in Utah together, so it made sense to logistically do it that way. So Jake over Bearded Gear sent this to us, and yesterday was the pre-order. So actually, not yesterday I'm filming this. So by the time I've release this video, probably a few days after that. But so the recent pre-order on this, they are sold out completely, both models. Sold in about 9 hours, which is super awesome to see that community support of Jake and Ryan's design, and just the first launch of their first knife, and they made a great choice by using Riot. I think that helped a lot because everyone knows Riot's a well-known manufacturer for high-quality knives, and the design is really cool. So I want to give my first impressions. That sing that it makes, that's what I call it. That sound, that acoustic, is really cool. Not only when you flip open the knife, if you use the middle finger, does it, but it's also when you cut things with it. Listen to this. You hear it? You might not have heard the paper ripping. Let's do a smaller piece. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but when you cut it, it goes zing. There's still a little acoustic there, so it's obviously more when you flip or flip or open the knife with an opening hole, but it actually does it when you cut material, which is pretty unique. We're trying to figure out if it's from this really deep hollow grind. Look how high up the hollow grind is. It's clear up here by this opening hole, which is nuts. You don't see that too often. It's very thin behind the edge. I don't have my calipers handy. When I do the full review, I'll cover all those things. This is first impressions, but it seems very slicey. Came to me sharp still. I think it's only been stropped, so the edge retention. So I'm like, I think at least fifth channel probably to see it. I have it in my hands, fourth or fifth. I know D2M Knives and Gear had it. Kyle had Kevin Left EDC. Brandon. Oh, Chris at Braze Gear. Brandon. So I'm like probably the fifth channel to get this particular prototype. This is obviously the black micarta and satin finish. Really nice finish on that grind there. Kind of that belt satin, which is really nice. I like the color combination of the PVD, but now I kind of wish I got both because I really like the way just this grind looks. It's just really cool looking. So, and I'm curious if the PVD version sings as much as this one does when deploying the knife. But first impressions are really good. This is an excellent design. It's kind of so I love the pair 3s, you guys probably know. Just got this one handy. It's very similar in some ways to a pair 3. Obviously, it's a liner lock versus compression. It's a little bit bigger at the opening hole. Just the overall feel of the knife, it's like a pair 3 and a Koenig Arius and a Strider combined. And I think I'm not the first person to say those things, but I fully get where people were coming from on that. So it's a unique design, which you don't see a lot of. And today you see a lot of similar designs coming out. So they did what they could, I think, to make it unique. The wire pocket clip is a great idea. Spyderco inspired, does a great job. I've always loved the wire clip. Just does great. You don't need to replace the clip. It's already deep carry. It is swappable left and right hand side. Really good things about that. So I like that. Use of T8 hardware everywhere is a nice touch. The titanium backspacer is nice. Everything's titanium except for the steel blade, obviously, and the clip and I don't actually know if the hardware is titanium or not, so someone will have to chime in on that. I thought Jake said everything, maybe the hardware is titanium and just the clip and the blade is steel. Could be wrong. It does have inset liners, so you can't see them very well, and Riot's been doing this lately, like on the Urban EDC Ply F5.5. It has those really nice nested liners. It has that as well on these, which is great. Actually, is it only on... It's so hard to tell if this micarta because it's dark. So it looks like it's only got the nested liner on the liner side. Interesting. I haven't taken this apart yet, so I'll have to do that and check it out. I don't see it on the show side, and if they hit it so well I can't even see it. But overall ergonomics, first of all, the micarta is fantastic. Feels really nice. Riot doesn't do a lot of micarta either, so it's kind of cool that they did this. And I love micarta as a handle material. I know Jake is a big fan. Probably one reason why they chose it for their first run, not G10, not titanium, just micarta. I think it's one of the best handle materials out there, so I love that. I love that choice. The overall ergonomics of the knife are fantastic. It fits my hand perfectly in this grip. But you also, because the flipper tab is hidden when deployed, you have this nice area up here. We could call it a choil if we wanted to choke up on the knife. That is really nice too, because you can really do some fine detail work. There is no jimping. Jake, again, not a huge fan of jimping, so I'm not surprised to see a lack of jimping here. That may be something that some people want to see on the thumb ramp right here, is a little jimping, like a pair of 3, for example, has that little jimping right there, and it's not too aggressive, but it really locks your finger in. I could see that being something that people might want. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I also don't mind that there's no jimping. That's not a deal breaker by any means. The blade shape's also very unique. It has almost a bit of a Tanto to it, but rounds out. It's interesting. It's not like a traditional drop point, and it does obviously drop, kind of like the Leaf, the Spyderco blades here. But notice how the tip difference is. This is more rounded, almost has like almost a Tanto-ish type finish, but it's not a Tanto. So I always like that about the blade shape. I thought that was unique. At first I'm like, oh, we made a Tanto, that's interesting, but it is definitely not. It rounds out completely, but it does have a bit of a pause there almost to almost make it look like a Tanto. So we'll see how it is in actual use. I have only carried this knife, like I said, first impressions video. So I've only carried it, flipped it, messed around with it. So far, loving it. I think it's an awesome design. Glad I picked one up. Super stoked for them that it's sold out. It's a cool moment to see one of your friends produce a knife, design and produce a knife, and have it come to fruition. So that's really neat. So props to Jake and Ryan. Sorry, but really cool to see that. So, and it's also cool to see a knife enthusiast, 2 knife enthusiasts design a folder themselves, because a lot of times we get designs from custom makers who sometimes are and aren't knife enthusiasts. You get them from manufacturers, but really like to see it designed by a knife reviewer like Jake is cool, because it's like he knows what he likes in a knife, and what he wants to sell is going to be what he likes. And I think a lot of people are going to really love this. I think it's fantastic. It just feels super good in the hand. I'm excited to use it and carry it all week and give my final thoughts after I do that, and exclusively use this knife. This will be what I carry for the foreseeable future. I'm going to have to put the S45 pair of 3 on hold as far as testing is concerned, but that's okay, because I can always come back to it. That's the beauty of having multiple knives. But yeah, since this is my hand and I have it for a short time and it's a prototype, I'm going to give it a good amount of use and just kind of give you my final thoughts. So thanks for watching this first impressions, and we'll see you on next time.